Hi YouTube, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel and I am the resident tarot reader for this YouTube channel, as well as for the Divine Resolution Tarot business that operates in Minnesota. If you would like an opportunity to work with me, all the information will be in the description box down below. This reading is intended for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you are watching for Gemini, it may feel like a message for you about your Gemini, so please just take the energy and do what you need to do with it. If you need to reverse the roles, feel free to do so. Gemini, just so you know, I did not forget your reading for the month of February, but I filmed your reading last time around mid-month, so your reading actually went until Valentine's Day, and that is why I am just now filming another one for you. I don't personally like having readings start and end at different times of the month. So what I'm going to do this reading is read for the next 2 weeks of February. And then after that, I will upload a new February video for you, or a March video rather, excuse me, so that everything is coming out at the same time. Because I'm looking at 2 weeks instead of 4 weeks, there will be an extended reading for you. The link will be down below, but it will be half the price of what it would be for a monthly extended. So if you purchase it on Gumroad, it will be $2.77. If you purchase it at my store, it will be $2.44. So the links will be down below for you if you decide that that is something that you'd be interested in viewing. I'm just going to finish up this shuffle so that I can get a look at the situation that will have your attention for the rest of February in regards to your love life. So let's see. Something's got you feeling confused. So bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands in the reverse. All right, so there's an energy here of you feeling as though you had been putting a lot of work into something in the past, and you didn't feel as though you were getting your just rewards or that it was being reciprocated. I feel like the person you were dealing with, Gemini, had some real emotional issues around whether it was like self-esteem. When this Four of Cups comes out in the reverse, this is kind of the energy of like somebody who sees the opportunity, but they have an overly negative or pessimistic attitude about love or life or their capabilities to make it work. I feel as though no matter what it was you said or did with this person, there was kind of this energy of them pushing you away or sabotaging this connection. You may have even felt as though they were invested somewhere else or with someone else, and they made it a point to, it's almost like not only did they minimize what you felt for them, but they make you fight for their attention, and they'd act very uninterested. This was somebody who they have a real air of avoidance regardless of what you did or what you showed them. And with the cards that I'm seeing here, this is the energy of you having removed yourself from the situation or picked yourself up if this person decided to stop talking to you. But there's something about this where their behavior, not only did they show you consistently a side of themselves that now, like hindsight being 2020, you realize that's just not something you want in your life. But I feel like this person really had a way of trying to devalue you with this Queen of Pentacles here. And it's looking as though you've turned your back on this situation because you're not in a space of wanting to give to a connection that made you feel like your best wasn't good enough, right? With this Four of Pentacles, though, and this Three of Wands, I feel like you would probably be open to communicating to this person, but I feel as though now that you're in a space of really paying more attention to yourself and your worth, this is something that you've given up on in a lot of ways. And there's a few reasons why. Part of it is that this person never really gave you much to go on. Another part of it is that this person has shown you things that even if they came back, you're not sure that you would want them anymore based on the person that you've become from dealing with this situation. For some of you, there was something that you found out, and it was always there, but maybe you just didn't see it until recently, and that's made you decide to pull away from this person. For some of you, you may have found out that the person that you're dealing with was committed to someone else or invested elsewhere. And it's almost the energy of you having found out, but everything that was happening, it's like you got the missing piece to be able to really put together the story. You know, any red flags or suspicion that you had about your person, whatever it was that came to light, it's like it kind of solidified your suspicions, is how I can say that, or it really made the puzzle pieces fit together for you about this person's behavior or things they've said in the past. So let's take a look at what you can expect for your future, because we do have this King of Cups coming out in the reverse, as well as the Queen of Cups coming out in the reverse. And then all the way down here, we have this Gemini energy. So I feel like these are the things that you're going to be dealing with over the next 2 weeks. And then ultimately, it's showing me you turning your back on a situation. So let's unpack this and find out what you can expect. For some of you, the person that you are dealing with has been stuck in a relationship that's very codependent and very toxic. For some of you, you're dealing with your divine partner, because we do have this Emperor that's coming out right in between this Queen of Cups and this King of Cups. So as you can see, this is kind of a toxic couple. And one of the main things that is causing issues between this couple is that this divine masculine is in a relationship with a karmic partner. And I feel as though whatever this person has experienced with you, Gemini, or you could feel as though this is your energy, so take it how it resonates. But that caused a lot of issues within the connection with this karmic partner, because this person is starting to really see the difference between love that's healthy and love that's toxic. And even if they didn't reciprocate with you, Gemini, you still showed them things that had them go back to their other life and realize that the life they were building isn't healthy, and the people that they're building it with or they're investing in, not only are these people not invested in them, but they're actually not good for them either. Okay. So I feel like this is your energy coming through here, where you're trying to put an end to not, it's like you don't want to think about this anymore. You're really tired of this. This person seems like they have a lot of baggage. They have a lot of drama. They're not really making any kind of decision. If they have made a decision about you, Gemini, it's been to not talk to you, but it hasn't been to make any forward movement. And I feel like for the lot of you, you've looked at this situation and you're going to be feeling as though it's going nowhere, and you're ready to not feel as though your love is being rejected or you're wasting your time. So you're putting an end to this stagnant energy, and you're really putting yourself first. For some of you, that may cause quite a conflict with the person that you've been dealing with, because it's looking as though this is the energy of somebody offering something to you, really wanting a fresh start, maybe paying you more attention, trying to put in the work, trying to fight for your attention and get you really focused on what they have to bring to the table again. The hard part about this situation, though, is even though you may feel very passionate about this person, you're no longer in a space of allowing your emotions to sway your judgment. Because with this energy over here, I feel like you've seen parts of this person that it's like you know what this person could be, or you know deep down who they really are, but they haven't been willing to step into that role in your life or their own life. This person has a way of really selling themselves short because they have a fear of failure. So they often would rather reject someone, ghost someone, walk away from something really good than to try, because they don't want to be hurt. They don't want their best to not be good enough. The hard part, though, is this person triggers some things that you've been dealing with in your life. Could be situations with your family from your past. It could be a multitude of things, old relationships, or the way other people have made you feel. And because this person feels like they're not good enough, they have a way of making people around them feel the same way, especially people that they put on a pedestal. It's like they'll try to knock you down or devalue you, right? So I feel as though there is a change coming. There is an ending. But to me, this is the energy of you going out into the world and trying to see what you can see. Now, for some of you, you'll be looking for someone new, and you may start to date, and I don't see anything serious over the next 2 weeks with a potential new love. I feel like you definitely have some options if you like. I think that you've really reinvented yourself and what you look for and what you want based on this experience. And so to me, you're very much scrutinizing people. You're trying to make sure you're asking the right questions, that you're looking for any red flags that you may have missed in this situation, because you don't want to make the same mistakes. You've changed. The thing is, though, I feel that a lot of you are not willing to invest in anyone at this time for the next 2 weeks based on the way that you're still feeling. Because when this Queen of Swords comes out, not only is this your energy and you removing yourself from situations that no longer serve you, but this is an element of still feeling very angry. You feel maybe a tad bitter in regards to love. You may feel as though you've left your divine partner so that they could deal with their karmic situations. But to me, there's an element of you feeling as though things are unfair. And so you're undecided as to how to move forward, because this passion that you feel over here for this individual, it's not something that you can very easily replace. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're spending some time really healing and trying to get yourself together, because this has taken a real toll on you emotionally. You're definitely on a new journey in your life, but it's a matter of which direction will you choose, because it's not as easy to walk away from this person. That's exactly what I was saying with that Eight of Swords, based on the way they've made you feel and what they've shown you, right? So I'm just going to shuffle the deck, and then I will pull some cards to take a look at you for the month. Now, with this Three of Wands and this Ten of Swords in the reverse, it is showing me that whatever, maybe if you are in the group of Geminis who have found something out, if you feel betrayed or backstabbed based on the way that your person has been acting, I am seeing that they're thinking very heavily about coming towards you. If you've been trying to manifest this person back, they definitely feel the pull towards you. The hard part is, for a lot of you, I feel as though you've given up on the situation. You're just having trouble moving forward from it mentally and emotionally, because it really did change your perspective when it comes to love. You know, do you want to start fresh and deal with someone new and then possibly go through all this all over again, right? And I think that that's a very valid fear when it comes to having been treated badly, you know, or feeling damaged. There's no closure here. There's no understanding of why this happened. You can guess in your own mind what the issue was, but until you hear it from this person's mouth, right, it's very hard to understand why someone would treat you this way. So I'm just going to pull some cards, and I will let you know what I see. Yeah, for some of you, this was definitely an affair, or is an affair that you've been dealing with, because your past is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So that's showing me that the person that you're dealing with, if they were either non-committal to you and just wanted to stay single, or they were already in a relationship. And that's something that you've been trying to navigate. Your bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords for this spread. So this is showing exactly what I was saying, where if you are dealing with that divine partner, it's almost like you've gotten some sort of clarity to know that it's time to pack it up and move on, because this person is still operating in a way where they're not only, this is just ridiculous energy. So with the Five of Swords, this is them only doing what's best for them, regardless of who they hurt. But what's really silly, and this is why I say it's ridiculous, is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. It's the energy of them doing things and knowing they have no leg to stand on. There's nothing they can say. There's no good explanation for what they've done or the way they've treated you, right? So it's kind of silly, because at the end of the day, you both know that this person's kind of full of shit with what's coming through here, but they will argue this to the end of time rather than just being accountable, right? What you don't know is this person is making a decision to apologize to you, because if you've removed yourself from this person's life, now all of a sudden all of this emotional availability has been activated, and they're realizing they don't want this to be over with their divine feminine or masculine. So you can take it however it resonates, right? That's it's all about pride and ego right now for the next 2 weeks. But I feel like for you, Geminis, you're just really fed up with the whole situation, right? Hard part is finding someone that you feel as though you can trust enough to take this person's place, because I feel like a lot of you, just as much as you want something new, you're just not open to the idea based on how much you've put into this situation. So your energy for the next 2 weeks is the Knight of Pentacles, and this is someone who's moving backwards, right? He's moving towards the past, but he's looking towards the future. And I feel like for a lot of you, that is your energy, where you're trying to drive forward, but you're looking in your rearview mirror. And that's because there's still a lot to process here. There's an energy of feeling very hesitant to commit to anyone based on the past. So if this person were to reach out to you to give you closure, to have a discussion, to offer you something, it's like you're just staying right where you are, because for a lot of you, the future is calling your name and you're ready for new, but you still don't know about that past energy. And so you feel a little bit stuck, right? This can also talk about a very valuable offer coming in. Some of you could have an opportunity with the Knight of Pentacles to have some sort of proposal, right? Someone could be waiting in the wings. But when this card comes through, it does talk about, if you've been waiting for something, it is worth the wait. It's just moving very, very slowly, right? Now, this is being crossed by the Death in the reverse. So for those of you who have really been waiting for something from this person, it looks like you've manifested something, because Pentacles talk about what's tangible. Someone may be reaching out to you, right? Or wanting to give you some sort of closure or communication. For some of you, you may be transitioning to a new job or opening your own business with this Hierophant in the reverse. So I know that's a little bit off topic from love, but it just came through very strongly that there is a financial opportunity coming in for you as well. I'm just looking here, because in your feelings, you have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, which is kind of odd with this Knight of Pentacles coming through as being an offer. This is something that you feel as though you want to turn down. And the reason you want to turn it down is because either you feel like you can't make it work based on what you've seen, or you feel as though it's all manipulation, right? To keep you stuck or to keep you from moving. And that's why this Death is reversed, because this is something that needs to end that's not ending, or this is a chapter of this situation that needs to end so you can progress to the next phase. With this King of Pentacles in the reverse, this is the situation from your near past or distant past that's going to be affecting you over the next 2 weeks. And this talks a lot about you feeling as though you've had a lot of really unhealthy relationships with people who were selfish or downright mean, right? People who were unavailable or lacked values, people who maybe were even rude or just very difficult to deal with. Sometimes this can be an energy of someone very possessive, someone very unfaithful, untrustworthy, right? And so to you, you don't want to move back into something that is exactly what I described, but it's still the energy of it not being over yet, because with this death in the reverse, we go back to that hangman energy. So it looks like one person has had the epiphany of the hangman, while the other person is trying to free themselves from the position of hanging around and waiting, right? Hangman also talks about sacrifice. So what are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? And I feel like with this King of Pentacles energy, this person is a gamble, and they're showing you that they're a gamble that's not really worth it, right? Because that's how you're thinking and what you're feeling. In your future, for the next 2 weeks, you do have the Hierophant in the reverse. So some of you may be communicating with your divine masculine in the next few weeks. I feel as though if you were thinking of a commitment, that ship has kind of sailed for you, because at this point, you've looked at the situation like, wow, look at how this person treats me when I'm not stuck to them. I can get up and leave anytime and they treat me like they don't even care if I go. So imagine how they would treat me if I stayed, right? If I was a part of their life. So the next 2 weeks, to me, I feel as though you're really standing in your power. You're setting boundaries, whether you're dealing with new or old people. Some of you are dealing with an earth sign. Some of you are leaving a Gemini, or you're looking at leaving a Taurus for an Aries, or, there's a few signs coming through here. I don't really focus on those, but I know that that's important for some of you. For a small group of you, you could be having trouble ending things with a Scorpio or a Pisces, and you could be trying to make a decision between a Taurus and Aries or a Scorpio and Pisces. I feel like, though, for the next few weeks, you're in a place of really trying to look at all the things in your life that have changed, and you're trying to figure out what you're committed to. And there's this new kind of self-awareness where you're realizing you need to put yourself first, but now you're trying to figure out what does that look like while you're dating in relationships, right? How do you put yourself first, but then still have a partner? Because I feel like for the Geminis I'm reading for, you've had a habit of putting your partner first, right? So your opportunity is the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So it looks as though you have an opportunity to return to something that you walked away from. You have an opportunity to gain a new perspective. There's choices here that you're not seeing. And I think that if you turn around and take a closer look at the situation, you may very well find that the situation has changed, because the obstacle is the Wheel of Fortune. And for some of you, I feel like the obstacle here is that this person may have been going through their own transformation, but because you've gotten into a space where you're so fed up, there's really nothing this person could tell you that would make you change your mind, right? So Spirit is just trying to let you know that you do have an opportunity here to have more options than you think that you do. Because I feel like right now, Gemini, you really feel like your only option is to give up on this connection and to stop putting the work into the connection. The hard part about this, though, is Spirit saying, even though there's been a lot of delays, and for a lot of you, I feel like you're trying to block out any good memories you really have with this person to make it easier to make the decision to walk away. And that's totally understandable. Even if you move forward, there's going to be a part of you that's a little bit stuck, because you'll always wonder what this could have been, right? We have the 10 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. And so it's showing me that individually, you both could be very happy in one another's space, but it never got to a place where you were able to really solidify it and be happy together all the time, right? And so if this person at one point had the capacity to make you so happy when you weren't with them, them, what could it have been if you were able to solidify this and move forward to the next state of your relationship? You know, I feel like for Gemini, you're very on the fence for the next 2 weeks because, like I said, based on what the person's shown you when you weren't with them, it's like, why would I sign up for this? But at the same time, the happiness that this person was able to bring you, even though you weren't together, you think, wow, imagine if we were an item, right? Well, for some of you, if you're dealing with a fire sign, this person is thinking the same thing. And that's what you don't know, okay? They're looking back at the past and they're realizing what they needed to leave behind, but they're also realizing that they were in love with you too. You just don't know because they're not making this action yet. They're still in the realm of trying to make a decision as to how to come towards you, to speak to you, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of conflict here. So let me pull you some oracle cards. Actually, I'm going to get a relationship oracle as well. Give me one for Gemini, please. And then I'll take it over to the extended reading where we're going to take a look at you and your person, the blockages between the two of you. I'd like to know what they're thinking, feeling about you, what they want to do. Yeah, there's a lot of overcompensating, and there's just, to be quite frank, a lot of fuckery in this situation because somebody doesn't want to appear vulnerable. So we have a lot of games being played. This is the energy of them wanting to one-up you. For some of you, you're being ghosted because this person is afraid of this connection. But I'm also seeing that they're coming out of having that fear and they're coming out of being apart from you. They know there needs to be a conversation, but I think they're not very hopeful that there will be any sort of compromise based on the fact that they were non-committal and all they brought to the table was games, right? So we'll take a look in the extended reading a little bit more about that because I want to see what this person really wants for this connection in the next 2 weeks. Let's get some oracle cards for you. Oh, that synchronicity card, when it comes out, to me, that is one of my twin flame cards in the oracle deck because it talks a lot about in my mind when I see this, synchronicities are those events that just happen in such a way that it's almost like magic, right? And I feel like for a lot of you, you are dealing with your twin, and when you meet your twin, you'll start noticing even more synchronicities, or maybe before you met this person, you know, weird things started happening to you, right? So we have treasure chest, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now. That is that Knight of Pentacles, right? And something really, really extraordinary is on the way. It's just moving so incredibly slow that you've gotten into a space where you're walking away from this. Then we have synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. We have time. Schedule a sacred date with yourself. You deserve time for your life. Now, Gemini, as frustrating as this is, and as much as I can feel the way this person has made you feel, with this synchronicity and the time, a lot of this connection is about divine timing because of this wheel too. And that is the obstacle, is do you give up before your ships come in when it comes to this connection, right? With the Hierophant in the reverse, this future that you're manifesting could even be the divine masculine, or, you know, even if it is a feminine energy and you're watching, switch the roles, please. But it could be them leaving a commitment or leaving that karmic partner, right? But the obstacle here is progression. The obstacle is releasing the situation. And I feel like you've gotten into a space where you are, but it's the way that you're releasing it. It's still creating friction as far as this relationship progressing. So just be mindful of your thoughts and your emotions, okay? We also have achievement. Chase your dreams. You may be surprised by where they lead you. Gemini, I feel as though this is a little bit kind of an in-your-face message, because there's an element of you feeling as though it's time to move on from this connection. And in a lot of ways, I feel as though you're being a little bit bit deceptive to yourself. I feel like even if you went off and did something new, because a lot of you are ready to get out of the energy of feeling very badly, you may find that you're led right back to this person because they really are what you want deep down. And that's kind of what's coming through here. And I certainly hope I'm not offending anyone, but this is just what I see. So I'm going to take it over to the extended reading, and also I will pull a card for every sign you could possibly be dealing with so that we can take a look at what they're bringing to the table for the next 2 weeks, as well as how it will affect you and what your outcome will be. I hope to have an opportunity to read for you over there, but if this is where we part ways, do take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye. So if you're a Gemini dealing with a Gemini, they're bringing the King of Pentacles. They're ready to go. They're feeling good, stable, healthy. They want to know what you want. This person could be asking you to commit to them. I would just be a little bit mindful about their focus because it looks as though they may be a little bit divided, okay? So how that's affecting you is the King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, if you're dealing with a Gemini, I guess it makes sense that you would be mirroring one another because this is a reading for a Gemini, but you're both in the same place, right? Gemini, again, you may be a little bit undecided yourself, even though you're ready for commitment. So this will be a very interesting relationship for the two of you because you both are looking at different things and trying to figure out how to incorporate one another into your lives. Let me get an oracle card. Twin flame. Oh my gosh. So that's exactly it. Gemini mirrors Gemini, and it's clarified by twin flame, and I can't even make this up.